This grilled Indonesian pork will blow your socks off. The green chili sambal is not for the faint-hearted. This is my version of Babi Panggang. Hi, it's Shay here at the School of Wok and welcome back to another episode of Flavour Fridays. Today we are going to be making Babi Panggang Indonesian grilled pork. So let's get started. So I have chopped up a lemongrass as well as 3 cloves of garlic, and guess what? When you see this, you know I'm going to be doing a bit of grinding. So let's get to it. So the paste is now made, it's nice and pureed down. I'm just going to pop in a little secret ingredient, a chicken stock cube. Break that down as well, and once that's smushed up, I'm going to then add in the juice of about 3 limes. And of course, we couldn't do a Babi Panggang without the actual pork, so here I'm using some thickly sliced pork belly. Now we're going to go in with the marinade ingredients, so all of that can just go in. And of course, there's no other better tool to marinate than with your hands, so go get in there with your hands and give your meat a little bit of a massage and a mix. So all nicely coated with the marinades, then we're just going to get in with a little bit of salt. And obviously with the salt, we also want a sweet component to the dish. So we're just going to go in with some sweetened Indonesian soy sauce. So that's going to be your kecap manis. So that's the marinade all done. We're just gonna pop the pork into the fridge for about an hour to rest and to kind of get them to know one another a little bit better. In the meantime, we're going to make a green chili sambal. Earlier, I cut up about 10 green Thai bite-sized chilies, as well as about 3 green chilies, and now I'm just going to add a tiny bit of salt. Now, I have to warn you, this is going to be quite punchy in terms of heat, so you can obviously opt to use less green chilies, or rather less small green chilies, and maybe more bigger green chilies. Alternatively, if you didn't want to use really spicy chilies or have a spicy sambal, you can also use perhaps green bell peppers as a substitute. But we like it hot and spicy here, so I am going the full spicy grind. We also have some palm sugar to go into the sambal as we're making it. So here's the gula Java, sometimes also known as gula merah. It's basically Indonesian palm sugar, so it's a little bit richer, it's a little bit darker than your usual palm sugar. It's got this beautiful caramelized sort of flavor, so that's going in, and we're just going to give it a really good mix. The sugar will also act as an abrasive along with the salt to help break down the chilies as you are grinding them up. And then we're just going to go in with also some lime juice. So here we've got about 3 limes. So just going to squeeze the lime juice into the mortar. And whilst I'm doing that, just a really quick word really about Babi Panggang, because you may be wondering, oh, this looks a little bit different from how you might make it. And the reason for that is particularly if you are living in the Netherlands, and you might be familiar with Dutch Babi Panggang, which is actually a little bit different in terms of the way it's made. Dutch Babi Panggang has a special sauce. It is usually the pork is usually just boiled and then deep fried. And with this that we're doing today, it's really just more of an Indonesian style Babi Panggang. And in fact, in Indonesia, you also have different types of Babi Panggang, because Babi Panggang is simply just a word to sort of mean that it's just grilled pork. So it could literally be, for a Chinese person in Indonesia, it could be a siu yok style crispy pork belly. It could be a char siu style pork as well. But today we're just making a more of a Sumatran style Babi Panggang, which is just really grilled pork with a sambal. That was a lot of words, but I was just trying to explain the difference of Western and authentic Babi Panggang. And there are many types of Babi Panggang, and you can just make whatever you want to make. It's grilled pork. So all of the lime juice is in, and I'm just going to give this a really good mix. Obviously, you do need to taste your sambal just to make sure that it is actually done to your liking. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's have a taste. Super fresh, really fruity, and the heat just engulfs the entirety of my mouth within a few seconds. This is exactly what I want because that pork is really fatty. So all of this acidity from the chilies is going to cut through that pork really nicely. Now that our sambal's done, pork belly slices are rested for an hour and we are going to start to grill them. So I've got a griddle pan on. You can obviously do this on a barbecue, under a grill or a broiler as you call it in America. Anything to get these pork nice and crisped up and golden brown. So here we go. So I'm just going to cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes. It really does depend on the thickness of your pork slices. So obviously the thicker they are, the longer they're going to take. So just keep an eye on them and just every now and then turn them over just to make sure that they don't burn too badly. Otherwise you do want the lovely grill mark as well as a little bit of charring to add to that smoky flavor of your pork belly, okay? Right, so let's get these on our chopping board and we can have a look at how they look. Oh, look at that lovely sizzling goodness right there. Now we are going to chop up our pork belly slices, and this is where you've got to just be decisive with your cuts. And now it's time to plate up. And also don't forget to get some of that sambal all over your pork. You can also serve the sambal just in a little ramekin by the side so everyone can help themselves. But remember, less is more with the sambal because it does pack a punch. Cool, so I have got the platter all set out. Now I just can't wait to dig in. So what you do, just grab a little bit of pork and also a little bit of that sambal just on top like that, and then off you go. Really juicy from all of that fatty bit of the pork belly. The sambal does kick, okay? Does have a bit of a punch, but it's really nice, kind of almost like a refreshing chaser, if you will. It just cut through all of that fat. Really beautiful. Give it a go, try it out. Summer's coming, make some grilled pork. Okay, that was a little bit spicy, but that's all right. So let me know actually how much spice you can handle and what's the spiciest food you've ever had. Until the next time, happy cooking and happy grilling. Bye.